What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam. This is Jordyn. Oh, I am just so happy to be here. We have so many fun things to talk about today, and
So much going on.
I'm excited to talk to you about it.
Talk to you. Wait, backstage. I don't know if I think we've said it on the show before, but me and Sam can see each other backstage when our intro is playing. And I realized halfway through, I was like, I am really vibing out today. Like I was full on dancing. Like I was a little winded when you opened up from dancing to our own intro song. And it reminded me of the most embarrassing thing ever that happened to me this weekend. Not actually, that's dramatic, but I was at my solid core, my weekend solid core. And I was like literally on the verge of death. And like at solid core, it's like the whole point, like you're only supposed to be able to do like 5 reps of anything before taking a break. Like you're going for like muscle failure. And I was like there. And I was like, I have to break. And so I'm like getting ready. And then all of a sudden, Party on Fifth Ave by Mac Miller starts playing. And it started and I was like, I'm literally pushing through this. So dark in there. So like I forget that the instructor can literally see me, and I'm literally like on my hands, like on my toes, doing these like plank things, vibing with my head like this. And the instructor just goes like on the mic, like, okay, Jordyn. And I was like, oh my God. But it got me through, and I didn't take a break until that song was over.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
That's very fun. I've never done solid core, but it is very intriguing to me.
Literally next time you come visit, we should absolutely go because I can bring you for free for your first one. And it's right down the street from me.
No way. Oh my God. I'd love to try it.
I am quite literally like whatever they're putting in the juice, I'm drinking it. Like I'm obsessed with it. And I know it's like a trendy thing right now, but it's
working for you.
It is. It's so addicting. I love it.
Oh my God. I have to tell you this funny thing real quick because I've been teaching a lot more like classes at the Y, and I've been doing like kickboxing, weight training, whatever. So last night I was doing like my evening class, and my mom comes to this class because she's part of the gym. So she comes in, and I was just like, you know what? Today I'm gonna make my mom's life a living hell. And I made her work so hard, and like literally like, and her friend was with her in the class, and they were like, I have them at the end like pair up, and they do like pad work, so somebody holds the pads and people, they box. And they were like goofing off and like laughing with each other and like barely working out. And I walked over and I was like, excuse me, ladies, are you guys here to work? Like, excuse me. And my mom looked at me and she was like, Samantha. And I was like, Dee, get back to work. Like, I was like, I'm going to be such a bitch today. And I was. And at the end, my mom was just like, she was like, I'm taking that. And I get it. I get it. And I'm like, no, my mom and I were not in a quarrel either. Like, I just was like, today is the day that I'm going to make my mom feel like how she made me feel when I was 14. Like,
I'm screaming. No, that's absolutely iconic. One, I also don't think we brag enough on the podcast that you're literally teaching these classes now.
Thank you. I think that's a great time.
Sam was so casual about it too. She was like, oh yeah, like I'm taking the test to become a trainer and I'm going to teach fitness class at the YMCA. I was like, hello? Like, and then she's just doing it. She was like, yeah, I had my first class today. I was like, you're literally like, to me, like whenever I have a fitness instructor, I'm like, I bow down. Like, I'm like, you yell at me, you tell me what to do, you get me in shape. And I'm just so proud of you. I really am.
I appreciate that. But also I have such imposter syndrome when I teach classes.
I bet.
No, literally, like I'm sitting there, like, I mean, like my mom, that's my mom, like, but like I have a really hard time like telling people like, you're doing this wrong. This is how you do it. And there's a certain way to go about it. Like, they have to teach you how to be a group fitness instructor because it's also people's bodies and like they feel it's their body, you don't want to make somebody feel inferior about their body. So, you have to like go up to the people and say, give them a compliment before you like fix them. So like if they're say they're doing like sit-ups or something and somebody's like not doing it right, I'd be like, you are doing such a good job. I could tell you're trying so hard. Just do it this way. Like, that's how you have to like approach it. You know what I mean? And it's
Ah,
tough. It's so, so hard because I also have, like,
I'm
older
overthinking my gym
Yeah.
experiences.
Hey,
I'm
it's
like, "Oh, the compliments, that was a ruse."
well, you do mean it though. Like, if someone like, I love watching people and, like, once I give them, like, their, like, fix to, like, their stance or something, and they do it right, and I watch them do it, I'm like, "Oh my god, they look so good." Like, I'm so proud of them for doing that. So, like, that's where like, it's coming from a good place,
I
and
wanna come take a class.
it's to you should come.
Can I do it?
Next time when you come visit me,
Yes.
I'll have you come to one of my classes. When I come visit you, I'll go to Solid Core with you.
Oh my god, we'll vlog it.
Oh my god, we are such active queens.
We are such active queens.
We're
Who would have
so
thought,
good.
guys, do you remember where I started on this like, I'm literally here talking about my fitness journey and drinking a water.
I'm so proud of you.
We've come such
This
a
is
what, 84 episodes in?
this is what 2019 Sam has been dreaming of. 2019 Sam was so genuinely concerned for the health and well-being of Jordyn. And here we are,
Exaggerating at all.
literally 6 years later.
My Christmas gift from Sam, the first year that I knew her when we were working at NFL Films, was a water bottle that said, "For Fox's sake, drink your water." And it had foxes all over it. And it gave me a timestamp on the other side of where I should be at every hour of the day. And she literally handed it, and I was like, "This is so cute. Like, I'm going to use it." And I did.
She did.
And she literally looks at me, she hands it to me, and I'm like, "Thank you." She goes, "Just don't ever put Pepsi in here." And I was like, "Okay, noted, never will."
I remember buying it too. It was like, I don't know. I just saw it on Amazon. And I was like, I need to buy this for Jordyn. Like, I have no choice.
I'm pretty
And I
sure it's
remember,
still in my cabinet. Like, it's traveled with me through multiple homes.
oh well, I love that. That makes me so happy. Yeah, no, but I do remember that because I was like, she's never gonna follow these times, but hey, it's on there. Maybe she'll give it a shot.
When I was having at that time, like my 1 or 2, like, "Oh, I'm gonna be healthy days a month," because of course they came, they just never lasted. I would use it and I would follow it and I would like
Oh, you
be encouraged
would.
with myself, and then I would try and finish like before the hours and get ahead. But like they were rare. It was rare. I was there. I remember.
Speaking of which,
Wow, was that our best segue yet?
fucking Taylor Swift. Hold on, I made 2 banners. Owns her own fucking music. Queen.
Queen.
I am literally so excited to dissect this entire situation with you because we've spoken about it. We had our moment, but we did not delve. And
No,
there's so much to delve.
so much. Where do we even begin? One, I just want to like freak out the fact that she now owns everything. And like, I just can't even imagine how happy she is right now. Like, the weight that was just lifted off her shoulders. Like, this has been a year-long battle. And like, the whole reason of the rebirth, like, she did not think she was ever gonna buy her masters back. Like, they were sold out from under her. Like, this was the goal. This was the whole point. And it's just phenomenal. But also, like, Swiftie economics is insane because, like, just the whole process of this in general. So it's like she wanted to buy her masters. They got sold out from under her. She was never even offered the opportunity to buy them. They now belong to somebody else. So what does she do? She re-records all of them, completely devaluing the original work so that now then she goes on this $1 billion tour, has all this money, turns around, the masters are worth almost exactly what they were bought for, what, 7 years ago, 10, 8 years? How long has it been?
Yeah, about that.
Years and years. They are like, they haven't grown in value over time, even though she's the biggest thing in the world because she put out all this new music, buys it back, and now she owns everything.
Just one of the most iconic things in the world, genuinely. I'm not putting that on lightly. I'm not just throwing that word out there just to say it. Like, the movies and history books that will be written about this
Yup.
is unbelievable. Like, when we're 80 and we're talking to our grandchildren, we're going to be like, no, you don't get it.
No.
She was the greatest music artist of our generation.
Yep.
I'm
It's
not even exaggerating.
the entire thing was brilliant. And I get so frustrated when like non-Swifties or people that are just like against Taylor for whatever reason, like when they get so defensive about the re-recordings and like, oh, it's a money grab. And it's like, if you look at the early interviews of her talking about this, she literally is sitting there and she's like, this is personal for me. Like, I just want to own my own work. Like, I'm putting it out there. And you literally watched the progression of them. Like, Fearless, there was not this huge, she put out like a vault with some scrambled words, was like, guess the song titles, and then released it. Like, there was no crazy build up. Like, it was just like, it's coming out on this date. Here's a fun little puzzle in between. And then she saw how big it got. And then she said, oh, I'm going to have some fun for Speak Now. And then she did the whole reveal for Speak Now, or Red. And then Red had its own moment. Then Speak Now. Like, it was just so brilliant. And it was just like the back and forth with the fans, how like we wanted all 10-minute version for forever. And then she was just like, here, thanks for listening. And she just kept doing that. And we were like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
yeah, no, I absolutely love it. And I'm so interested to hear your take. So now with the re-recordings, when Taylor obviously owns all this music, there really is no reason to continue to have Taylor's versions.
yeah.
Now, I do believe, in my opinion, that we will at some point get a Taylor's version debut.
100%.
I think that is coming out the same way all the previous ones have come out. However, we got this incredible letter from Taylor Swift to say, you know, here are my masters, blah, blah, wrote all of these things in it, and basically said she never even finished re-recording Reputation. And it
which is just mortifying.
Which is horrifying because it was what, 2022 when we were like, the VMA, she's got sparkles on, Reputation is coming. It is now 3 years later. We have been clowning at least maybe 8 times a year about something.
We sat on this podcast. We sat on this podcast like 2 or 3 weeks ago and we're like, it's done. Everyone knows it's done. Where is it? And then Taylor's like, fuck all of you, actually. I can't get through it. And we're like,
no, and like, just let's unpack that. The fact that she cannot re-record it, which means like, obviously she's very happy with Travis Kelce, as it seems from the outside. That relationship with Joe that she had was so important to her and her life that she can't even go back and sing all of those songs because they're all about basically the best part of their relationship.
Yes. And also, like, on top of it, like, she was so traumatized during that time. And that album, I know it's marketed as like Reputation, this like bad, like karma-esque. Yeah. I know karma is a trigger word for Swifties right now, but sorry. But like deep down, Reputation is a love album. Like, it's about her falling in love and letting go of all this shit and being with this person. So it's like, there's so much, like, she has to sing about Joe, the early phases of Joe, and also the worst times of her life. So it's like, and then she just lost Joe. So it's like, now all the happy moments of that album are now sad, no matter how happy she is with Travis. And clearly she is. Like, that's a very raw wound still. And also, taking it a step deeper, the fact that in Miss Americana, she's sitting there and she's like, I just need to make a better record. And now all these years later, she's like, I can't make it better. Like,
oh my God. That's so crazy.
Right? Like, imagine the peace that she's feeling right now.
Like, these are still mine. Like, these moments are mine. These songs are mine. These words are mine. Like, it's a lot deeper than just songs that we bop around to. For her, it's her life, you know? It's just literally poetic.
It is
the best word I think we can use for this.
Wait, and going off of your point, this is the argument that I was having with a non-Swiftie about this whole thing, because I was like, that was one of the points I made up. I'm like, it's not even like someone wrote these songs and she performed them and now she wants to, like, I was like, these are all her, like, she wrote everything. This is about her life, about her, about people she's been with, about her friends. or even people she made up in her head, but no matter what, it's coming from her. It's personal to her. And also the scrutiny that she's faced her whole career is because she put it all out there. So it's like, now I'm going to go through all that and I'm not even going to fucking own it. Like, it's like, why wouldn't you want to own it? Like, every bad thing that's happened is because people shame you for putting it out there. Like,
yeah. Oh my God. It's just absurd.
It really, really is. And it just makes me so happy. And I was a little like annoyed in the beginning when everyone was so focused on like, oh my God, so no rep. And I'm like, this was the whole point. Like,
also, to add on to that, I saw somebody like post that was just like it was just like a, you know, one of the pictures on TikTok with text on top of it. And this girl was just like, I just found out that people haven't been listening to Reputation. Like, they haven't listened to Reputation for like 4 or 5 whatever amount of years because there's no Taylor's version. And this girl was like, I've been listening to Reputation. And I was literally thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, there are people. And if you take it that seriously, good on you.
Yeah.
No, there's like no offense there. But like, I was like, oh, like that is very deep. And I get it, and it's very beneficial to Taylor, but like I'm not gonna walk around and not listen to Dress when I feel like listening to Dress. I'm sorry.
No, whenever a Taylor's version would be released, I would remove the original off my phone, which did just add them all back, which was very, very fun.
I didn't even do that yet. I should do that.
The misogynistic version of Better Than Revenge felt so therapeutic.
Love.
Incredible. I was cleaning my house on Sunday, and the whole day I just listened to Debut. And I was like, this feels so fun. But yeah, no, if there wasn't a Taylor's version, I obviously, as you said, like if I was in the mood to listen to Reputation, I would listen to Reputation. Or if I put Taylor Swift on shuffle and a Reputation song came on, I didn't skip it. But yeah, once a Taylor's version came out, obviously that's all you listen to.
Right.
I don't think she would want us to just abandon her catalog.
Absolutely. Oh my God, literally, I just felt a jump in my stomach just adding Speak Now to my library again. Like, I didn't think I was good. I was listening to you and I was like, yep, just adding all this back. And I literally just pressed that and I just looked at the album art and it just gave me a actual physical reaction.
Yeah, it's so nostalgic now. And it feels kind of illegal.
Well, that was, I think, too. I was just like, oh, like, I think that was my body saying, are we allowed to do this? Yes. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to listen to old Speak Now.
Last so kiss, shaky breath.
What?
Shaky breath and last kiss. Go back.
That's my song. That's my birthday song. Birthday song. I love last. Oh, I'm going to listen to old freaking Speak Now. Oh my God. I'm going to transcend.
Things are literally so good. And also, like, I know right now we should just be happy for her. And I get it. She just did a wonderful thing, phenomenal thing, life-changing thing. However, I can't stop thinking about what's next because I'm selfish and obsessed with her. And there's a lot of talk right now. Have you seen the Gatsby theories?
We're talking about TS12 now, right?
No, we're talking about Taylor Swift potentially going to Broadway.
What?
Going for an EGOT.
I literally have not heard anything about this. Please share.
So, you know the letter that she put on her website?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it up. So this is 100% fact checked.
Okay. Well, I just would like to say I made it a point to put 12 exclamation points next to Taylor Swift's name in our banner because she put 12 eyes in this, right? What was it? Yes.
Yes.
In her letter. And I said, DS12, continue.
So this is a screenshot from the Broadway Gatsby account. And the letter itself is nearly identical. And even the header is nearly identical.
Which? What does that mean?
I don't know. But this is her. Other than hers being longer, there's no difference.
No, it's literally the same.
Same font.
Isn't I think I'm like I forget that we don't have to think about this now, but I just thought, isn't Reputation like very Gatsby coded?
No, like, yes.
And I'm like, wait, are we still allowed to do this?
That's
Are
what
we
I don't
still
know.
allowed to theorize the fact that Reputation Taylor's version might still come out someday?
I feel like this was literally like the most upfront and just like, here it is. She's ever been with, like, I was like, it like felt so personal where she was just like, oh yeah, like debut's done, Reputation isn't. I was like, are we allowed to know this? Like this feels.
I felt the same way while I was reading it. Which, by the way, motherfucking put it on, make it sideways, make that shit bigger. I was like, and I'm like reading it. I'm like a boomer. I'm like reading it side. Like I had to unlock my phone and turn it sideways and zoom in and read it that way. I think I lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay. We'll come back. Frick, where were we? Oh, it felt personal. You were reading it. We were talking about.
Yes. And we get to the point where she's like, yeah, Reputation isn't done. And I was like, oh. And then she was just like, yeah, but debut is. And I was like, look, I don't think I've ever felt like Taylor Swift's ever spoken to me before.
Right.
And I felt like she was speaking to me and telling me what was going on in her life.
No, I felt the exact same way. I felt very like, oh my God, we're besties. Like you're telling me, you're filling me in. And it was really fun and I loved it. So I literally took like a day and I was like, wow, like we're just in like Taylor Swift piece. Like I was like, I wonder what comes next, but like in like a hypothetical, like can't wait to see it whenever it happens way. And then literally it was like 2 days later and I'm back listening to like so much Taylor Swift. And I was like, there has to be more here. And I literally searched on TikTok, Taylor Swift letter Easter eggs. And I was like, there has to be something hidden in here.
And there was. People found Easter eggs. Like,
and now I'm like, it's 12:30. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, Taylor Swift's gonna be on Broadway.
I have literally not seen anything. Wait, what Instagram was that on? You said The Great Gatsby?
Yeah, it's like B-Way Gatsby. I saw it on Twitter. So you know what? Let's actually go to their Instagram and see if this is even real because I do get got all the time.
Oh my God, it is. It's real.
It's real?
It's real.
What the fuck? And they added Taylor Swift.
And the caption says feeling so Gatsby for that whole year.
No,
the first comment said, what is this? Wait, marketing.
What?
Like, unless this is just them marketing. Like, oh, this is like a trendy thing because Taylor Swift just did it. Maybe they're just marketing.
They did is that 13 or 12 eyes?
1, 2, 3. Oh, girl, I can't. I'm so old. Here we go. All right, we're gonna hold this open. Hello? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But I could be wrong. These eyes are not as good as they used to be.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Okay. Well, you can't tell me that either because I passed The Great Gatsby on my way to work. It's in the square block vicinity of where I work.
Can you bring a podcast co-host to work with you one day?
Well, we don't even know if Taylor Swift is in there. It's just The Great Gatsby otherwise. All right. We've spent half of this episode talking about Taylor Swift. I have been patiently waiting to talk to you about the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I've been holding most of my emotions in. So let's jump into book talk because I have finished both the book of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and I finished the movie.
Okay.
The movie took me 3 days. I'll just say that.
Yep.
But okay, where should I start?
Did you like it?
I didn't dislike it.
Okay.
I didn't love it.
Okay.
And I think I explained to you that I believe it's because I don't like President Snow and I don't care.
Yes.
Like, I felt no sympathy, no empathy whatsoever to anybody.
No, and I truly believe that was the point, like literally to show how evil he is. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing I low key think, shout out Hunter Schafer. I low key think you feel that more in the movie with the way at the end where she's like, "You look just like your father." Like
Yeah.
the way that line was delivered, like that's when it hit me. Like she loved him, was doing all this for him, and like saw how evil he was and how evil he became. And then obviously we know about Tigress from the original.
Right.
So like to me, that was the moment where I was like, oh shit, like you're not supposed to feel sympathy.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that for sure. I liked Tigress
Oh,
in the movie. I thought and the book. I think I like Tigress as a character overall. Um Lucy Gray was cool, but I definitely was like, I don't know. I listened to the audiobook and I feel like it had a huge part in this because the guy who was reading the book was not my favorite. And the voice he gave Lucy Gray, it basically sounded like he was mocking women every time he had a woman. Like that's what he sounded like. He was just like, "Oh, don't worry about me, Coriolanus." And I was like, "Is she a country bumpkin? Like, what is going on?" Like, and I get, yeah, there was a little bit of a twang in the movie too. Like, I could see it, but like that was the voice that he used every time.
that's
Well,
hysterical.
I literally the whole time I'm like, oh my god, like shut up. Like I was like,
No,
I did not want to hear her voice in that way. And I did like her as a character. She was fun, she was different, but like, mm,
no, that I think he definitely took away from it because when I was reading it, I was like obsessed with her. Like the
yeah,
way she just came off like so cool and independent and fierce, and that high pitched southern shit definitely took away because then you're picturing this like bimbo when she's
yeah,
like actually stealthy and smart.
exactly, exactly. And I definitely feel like I if I saw those words on the page, I probably would have felt much different about it because you also it gave you the moment to like put it in your brain what she looks like and all that stuff. Like I
Yeah,
don't think that it gave me a very fair description of her in my brain because I was also picturing her as Rachel Ziegler in my brain,
100%. And
who also can sing like a mother. My God. I'm not a
I
huge fan of hers, but she can sing.
I was gonna say, I know that she's got a lot of drama surrounding her, and I do think it's all valid. I literally think it's because she played Lucy Gray, but I'm obsessed with her. Like,
I
I
don't
don't know what it is.
I don't really like I don't again, I'm not a fan of her. I don't
Yeah,
think I hate her. But I definitely like I wasn't like, "Oh, yeah, like this is great." But I do think originally before anything really came out about her, I really didn't know about her.
yeah.
So once all that stuff came out, I was like, "Oh, who is this?" And I found out about like that's how she was introduced in my head too. So I'm
That's
like,
totally fair. I knew her. There was some drama about her, like during Hunger Games promo, but then, or Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes promo. And then the movie came out, and I was just like, wow,
yeah,
like to a T, exactly what I pictured. So I was like, fuck it. I don't care about the drama. And then there was more of the Snow White shit. And I was like, but like, I'm going to turn a blind eye. Like, this isn't a big enough deal.
yeah. No, I genuinely I think she did a good job in the movie. I think she can sing like nobody's business. Like she has the most one of the more flawless voices that I've heard.
Yeah.
And but then I did text so I was talking to Sarah about it too because Sarah had read and watched the movie as well. So I was started the movie and obviously I knew there was songs in the book because this also the guy was singing awful in the book too, listening to it. Awful, awful, awful.
Oh my
But
God. I can't even imagine that.
he wasn't even really singing. Like he was like "Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da." Like that was how every song went. No, it was bad. It was bad. I should play it for you so you can hear it because it's actually pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that sounds insane.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. But oh shoot. Dang it.
Frick.
Dang it. I've once again lost my train of thought.
Oh, wait, she was a great singer.
She was a great singer. And so there was music in the book, obviously.
Mhm.
But like the second she started singing in the movie, I texted Sarah and I was like, "Oh God, is this a musical?" And she was like, "I mean, there's music in it." And I was like, "But do they burst out singing?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, thank God."
I literally was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch The Hunger Games." Right? I was like, "Okay, I'm watching that, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes." I just refer to them all as The Hunger Games for him because
Yeah,
it won't
fair
work.
enough. Yeah.
And so I was like, "I'm gonna watch The Hunger Games." Sit down, watch it, and all of a sudden he goes, "The Hunger Games is a musical." I lost it.
No. Literally, that was like my first thought. I was like, "Oh my God, am I gonna sit through 2.5 hours of this?" And it wasn't that bad. There wasn't that much music in it.
I like in my ranking of the series, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is only above Mockingjay. Like it's low for me, but for some reason, I find myself quoting or singing this movie or the songs from the movie. Like I'll walk around my apartment and go, Lucy Gray. Right? It's like, why? Like, I don't know why. Like always, or I'll like, can't take my time. Like I can't stop singing these songs. They're forever stuck in my head.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining just like Brian like hiding in a closet. He's like, he's Lucy Gray. And he's like,
I,
she's coming.
he was like, "Do you know where this?" And I was like, "Lucy Gray, where are you, Lucy?" And he's like, "Never again." Like never. I lost my TV privileges. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. No. But honestly, the book got a little slow, like you said.
Yep.
Um, I am glad that I listened to it. I probably would have not finished it if I was reading it.
I think, honestly, if you were reading it and that guy's voice isn't in your head, because I completely agree. I felt disgusted by Snow the entire book, but I was so sucked into Lucy Gray that
Mhm.
that's what like I was so intrigued by her and like I wanted to hear more and I wanted to like see how they ended up and like where she ended up because obviously I was like she's not around in the originals, like where'd she go, which still, ooh, speaking of, where'd you think she went? What do you think happened to her?
Oh, I think she ran away. I
Mhm.
think she got out and went someplace north, like she said she was going. But I did see something about her and Katniss being distant related. Is that true?
Like, okay, so it's a theory that there's a
Okay.
lot of supporting evidence, but we'll get into that when you finish the next one.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
But I mean, there's just ties of Katniss being honestly the one thing I can say.
Okay.
Um, Katniss was singing the songs that Lucy Gray and the Cubby were singing.
Yes.
They're forbidden, so they would have had to be passed down. So everyone from Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes knew there was some sort of tie somewhere.
Okay.
They didn't know where it was. And I remember after some of my theories I don't know how to say this. I can't remember what Sunrise on the Reaping or not. I think we should wait till after just because I don't want to
That's fair.
mix
That's
it up.
that is totally fine. Well, I definitely think that she ran away
Okay.
and because I was thinking I was like, okay, like if you're gonna be distantly related to someone, you kind of have to reproduce to like be distantly related, unless she's like a sixth aunt removed or something along those lines or whatever. But like, I was like, I feel like in my brain, movie wise, show wise, if there's no body and if there's no like burial scene or whatever, they're not dead. Unless I see them dead on the floor, which that also contradicts because in the end of Mockingjay, we do not see a dead President Snow. It is implied. However, this is different.
That man is dead. There was like 1,000 people on
Yeah.
him.
Yes. So like again, implied.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm a person that if I'm not seeing them, if I don't see like a person who is dead on the floor, I don't think that they are.
Speaking of someone dead,
Yes.
Sejanus.
Didn't really care.
What?
I thought Sejanus was kind of annoying. I thought that was the book. When I watched the movie, I thought he was even more annoying in the movie.
My Sejanus.
No, didn't really care. I was like, dude, you're a rich kid. You could live your life. And I understand helping people and everything, but like, I think he was just way out of his league.
Yeah.
Like, especially in 12. Like, I was like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I just felt so hard for him. And everyone thinks that, because at first you're like, oh, like Snow hates Katniss because she reminds him of Lucy Gray, because she's like independent, fierce girl from 12. But like, the deeper you look, Katniss has more parallels with Sejanus, and she reminds him of Sejanus and what he did to Sejanus. And that's why there's all this, like, that's why he just like hates her so much. And none of that's ever, like, that's theories. Like, I can see, honestly, it's probably both. He probably just hates everyone from District 12. Like,
that too. I feel like that's more believable though, like the Sejanus connection, because he killed Sejanus. Like, Sejanus is dead because of him.
Yes.
There was no fate for Lucy Gray. Like, yes, maybe somehow he is the reason she's dead, but like, he doesn't know that. And also, it was never confirmed that she even died.
Yeah.
So.
And also, what about his dad is the reason that the Hunger Games exist?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I did like the stuff about like the actual games, like things that like when they were like, yeah, we're gonna send in the drones and like that stuff I found more interesting than like Snow. If that makes sense.
Flickerman.
Oh yes, Lucky Flickerman. And I just loved how they were just like, it was very obviously like the first time, and they're like working out the kinks and like, you know, oh, who's going here, this and that. Like, I did like that part. So anything that had to do with specifically with the games, and I saw like either the conception of it or how it was created or like whatever, that part really interested me.
Yes.
But I feel like if this was maybe done in a different way where we were hitting multiple characters, not just Snow, and like we were able to learn more things about other people, like Coin or Plutarch, or like, because like, isn't it, there was a Plutarch in the book, I think, and so I was like, oh, that must be, or no, there was a building that they're in that's like Plutarch, and I was like, oh, Plutarch, and like I wanted to learn about that. I wanted to know how that came to be.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was much more subtle with the ties. Like, they were like, oh, like I kind of like Arachna Crane is Seneca Crane's like distant. There were like a few of those.
Yeah, like I heard the names. Yes, Heavensby, that was the other one.
Or my computer charger.
Oh, you're getting your computer charger. Okay. I was like, where is she going? She's just getting up. Like, we're not in the middle of recording a podcast. Oh my goodness. I wish for people who are listening could have seen the things unfold in front of you. If you're ever listening and you want to see us do this, please watch on YouTube, because I feel like you do get a more full experience this way.
You do, because actually what happened there is in my head, I told you that my computer was dying and I had to get up, but it didn't actually make it out by the time our conversation finished. So then I just got up and I was like, oh shit, I didn't give it any warning.
I literally was just like, wait, Jordyn, do you know that we're like, it's okay to do that when we're just chatting? But I was like,
Oh my God, well, we still have a whole other, I'm not even done on this topic yet. We still have a whole nother one, and I was on 7%. So.
Yeah, 7%. Gotta plug it in.
But you know, overall, when this came out, and I told you this, that when this came out, I was so fucking obsessed with it. But I think mainly now looking back, it was just because it reignited the Hunger Games flame, and like it connected so many dots. I agree, like learning the history, and like I was obsessed with this when this came out. But especially now after reading Sunrise on the Reaping, I was like, okay, as a whole, the book itself wasn't phenomenal. Like, it just added a lot of context to the story. I loved Lucy Gray's character. Like, I liked Tigress's background. But like, I completely agree that as like a standalone, it does not compare to the original.
Mhm.
Except for Mockingjay, because I didn't really like Mockingjay.
It was
And then
fine.
Sunrise on the Reaping is literally like, people could argue that it's the best book in the series, and I'd be like, there's a valid argument there. It's personally nothing will ever beat Catching Fire for me, but
I was just gonna say, I feel like Catching Fire is my favorite book.
I 100%. And my mom, there was one day she was like, "What's your favorite Hunger Games?" I was like, "Catching Fire," and she thought it was a hot take. And I was like, "I'm pretty sure this is like the fan favorite." Like, I was like, "I don't think I'm being edgy with this."
I don't think so either. I think Catching Fire, because at that point you have the established characters and you feel a certain way about them, and then they go back into the game. So you
Yeah.
basically get to feel the feels that you felt in book one again, but in a more emotional way. Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, I was just like just saying words and I was like, actually, I don't know if I'm making any sense right now.
100%, because now like we were attached, like going into the first games, you're just like, Katniss and Peeta live. Like, that's all you
Right.
wanted. Now it's like you're attached to all these other side characters, and it's Katniss and Peeta again back in it. It's like, how the fuck are they gonna get out of this again? And you're like, and you understand the games now, like, you know, all the stakes of the government and everything that comes with it. Like, and you're like, how the fuck are they gonna do this? And then they just blow up the world. So spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah, in case you didn't know. In the movie, the actress that they had casted for Wovi,
Yes.
oh, it hurt.
I don't know why they had to do
I
that.
don't know why they did that either, but I literally the second I saw her, I was like, how, oh,
Yeah.
oh no. I was like, why would they do that? That actress is like so I don't know if adorable is the right word, but she is so precious and
Yes.
I care deeply for her.
Yes.
I
Um,
don't know her name.
that's another one. I refuse in my version of world. Finnick and Annie are alive and happy and raising their child.
Yes.
So that's a death I skip through. I skip the snakes part in Ballad of Songbirds snakes. I'm like, I do not want to see this beautiful innocent child get trampled by a bunch of rainbow poisonous snakes. I skipped to like Lucy Gray singing and climbing, because I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I did like the snake part. That was pretty
Yes.
fun.
I just don't like to see the Wovi going down with it.
But I genuinely I feel like I was picturing, and I hadn't seen the movie at all, so I really didn't know the specifics of it. I was really picturing it that way while I was reading it. The one thing I really wasn't picturing was Dr. Gall and the snakes and her like laboratory. Like that was completely different in my brain. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa, where are we? Although Viola Davis did such a good job being like super creepy and weird.
She, like, her character, that's exactly the kind of vibe that I pictured. And I was like, is this woman batshit crazy? And then Viola Davis walked out and I was like, yeah, she is batshit crazy. But I agree. I pictured her laboratory like literally like a classroom lab.
Same.
Like that. And then it was like this high tech thing. And I was like, whoa. I also didn't like how they just like never really revisited Clemmy.
Yeah. In the movie, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
part.
She was such a huge part of the story
Yes.
and was in it a lot more. And I get, you movie different. We got to make our way through it and not have it be 6 hours long. But like a follow-up, her being angry at Snow, I think that added to things because like Clemmy is his friend.
Yes.
Like that's his friend, and like that was also the big thing too. It was almost like him watching him pull away from people that care about him.
Yes.
And that he cares about too, but he cares about this more than the people he cares about. And I feel like with Tigress and Grandmam, you see that obviously. You see it with Lucy Gray, you see it with Sejanus. But like you saw it with some of the people that he was friends with at school. And like I feel like we kind of missed out on that.
Yes. Also, now that you've seen the movie and compared to the book, the one thing I wanted to talk about, we were talking about Katniss and Joanna and how they cut out so much of like the mental part of everything from the movies. I felt like this movie lacked that the most, and that's why there are all these sexy snow edits, because for people that didn't read the book, you don't realize how you can be convinced in the movie until the very end that he actually loved Lucy Gray. And in the book, he's like this rabid animal.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Like,
yeah. No, I agree. He's more romanticized in the movie for
100%.
sure. And he was a good looking guy. Also adds on to it. You know, I don't even know how I was picturing Coriolanus like in the book. I think it was just like a white cutout of a person, tall, lanky. Like I don't think I even like put a face to him.
I was literally picturing Snow, but just telling myself he's a teenager. Like,
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think
all I could do.
but the guy in the like I think I would argue that at some point in Snow's life, he did love Lucy Gray.
Yes.
And I think that you can say about everybody. Like he
Yes.
had feelings. He was not just some like deadpan guy from the start, like didn't care about anything, just wanted to kill people. Like he did have emotions, and this is him becoming who we know him as. But like in the book, I just was like, bro, fuck off. Fuck
Yep.
off. Fuck off. You're the worst. You saw his like twisted brain too with things, and like in the woods, like at the end when he's like stalking Lucy Gray, and like how it starts and everything's good and then it's getting weird and then it's getting weird and literally it's just a slow. I don't even know when it happens, but all of a sudden he's just a psycho, and you're like, whoa, like 2 pages ago we were just holding hands and talking about your grandma and your mom's scarf or whatever the fuck.
I literally remember the first time I read it, like flipping back and being like, is he like, I was like, how did this just become this?
That part in the book was pretty crazy and pretty intense. And in the movie too, I would say, but like you saw that the whole time in the book, and that just wasn't the case with the movie.
He is one of the most complex characters ever, because it's like you obviously want to call him a sociopath or whatever it may be, but he does have feelings. Like that's the craziest part. It's literally just his need for power that overcomes everything. And like you even see that like in like the prequel and Ballad of Songbirds and Stakes, you realize that like he was like, oh, I was supposed to have a sister, but my mom died in childbirth, and then obviously dad died. And then so now when he's talking to Katniss, like after the revolution, after everything, and he's like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear about your sister. You're like, whoa, like, are you actually like? That's what's so like he does have feelings, but then he does all this. I'm like, that makes you worse, honestly. Like,
it does. It humanizes him just a little bit.
Yes.
It makes you feel a certain way just a little bit. And like it makes you question how you're supposed to be feeling about him. But you're right, he is a super complex character. And I'm really glad that we have the opportunity to talk about this, because I am finding, as the more we're talking about it, I am finding a more appreciation for it.
That's literally that's what it did for me. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And see, before you know it, I spent probably 2 months on, and I read it like as the movie was coming out. So there was so much content about it. There's like everyone was talking about it. So even if I wasn't in the mood to think about it, I was thinking about it because it was just everywhere. And like, you know how the algorithm works, like they were feeding it to me. And there are so many edits and like things people pulling out and like connecting the dots. You have to be careful though. Don't go searching until you finish Sunrise on the Reaping, because I think that's gonna, and there's a lot there. So finish it and then go on a deep dive, and you're literally, it's like, holy crap. And that's why I literally finished it. It was like, okay, it was good. Then I got obsessed with it because I was like, it connects everything. Like
I do like that part. But I am gonna read Sunrise on the Reaping, and we'll remind you guys at the end of the episode, but I'm not here next week. So I'll be on vacation and I'll be reading on the beach. So hopefully by the time I get back and we have our Unsolicited episode in 2 weeks, I will have finished Sunrise on the Reaping. And then I don't have any movie to watch. It's just Sunrise on the Reaping. So once I'm done, I'm done.
Then we can theorize for the movie and talk about the cast, and then we'll get to do a review of the movie. But I think if you finish on vacation, I need to record like an immediate video reaction. information.
Okay.
So you don't even have to send it to me. You can reveal it to me on the pod here.
Okay. Oh my God. Is it so it's one of those books that goes down all the way to the end? Okay. The gentle nodding.
Yeah.
I really am nervous. Should I not read this book on the beach? Like, am I gonna cry in front of the ocean? Is the
Yeah.
ocean gonna see my vulnerability?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyone who sees you reading it will be like, it's okay. Like,
The thing is, I have the physical book. I think I'm gonna put it on my Kindle.
do it. Literally do it.
I think I'm just going to do it because I
Keep
really
it.
wanna keep reading on my Kindle.
Yeah. Are you obsessed with it?
I am. I do. I really like it.
Yeah.
I am so obsessed with my Kindle.
I know that me and you are in the same boat with this, where we say we're slow readers. Don't you feel like you're reading so much quicker on the Kindle?
So fast. I've read a book in 3 days,
Yes. I
which
fly through it.
actually, I just have to say, I read this book by Abby Jimenez called Just for the Summer. Found out that it's book 3 in a series. So now I have to go back and read books 1 and 2. But like,
Did it make sense?
yeah, it's basically just like the same universe. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
but like there was a huge bomb on like who I won't get too deep into it in case anybody is reading it or wants to read it. But like there's a huge bomb about a person's life at the end, like towards the end of this book that I was reading. And I was like, okay. And like they just like spelt the name out and I was like, okay. Found out that the person that the bomb is the character in book 1, the main character. So I'm like, oh, that would have meant a lot more to me if I had read the first 2 books. So, but it was such a good book and it was such an easy read. No sex, no smut, nothing, just a good old summer romance book.
I absolutely love that. If you need another one, this
Yes,
one's
please.
also kind of sad, but I read when I was in Cancun. One, I read The Housemaid, Frida McFadden.
I have that.
That I know it's kind of a basic thriller. Everyone's reading it right now. It really is so good. It's like
I want to read it. I have it on my Kindle right now.
it's literally the perfect vacation thriller. I read it I started it on the beach, read 80 pages, and then I finished it on the flight home. It was so good. And then I also read Every Summer After, which is just like an emotional, like teen summer, going back to each other type vibe. And like, it's like jumping back and forth between like adult perspective, like them as adults versus them like as teenagers. And it was very good.
Wait, can you like text me that title so I can add it?
Because and there's a few more by that author.
Perfect.
That are like similar vibes, but not, I don't think it's
I have so much to read. So little time. I need like a month-long beach vacation in order to like at least catch up with where I want to be reading wise. But
I'm actually, Sam, I've read 13 books this year.
I know. That's crazy. I actually went back. I think I've only read physically like 7 books.
But you are listening to so many.
Right. I'm listening to so many. I mark them on here. In 2025, according to my giant notes app that I now have, I've read 20 books, but like 13 of them are audiobooks.
But you're absorbing them. You're still getting the information.
I am, yes.
Yeah, where am I at on my notes app? Here we are.
Beautiful.
My list so far. This is a whole Mod Podge. I'm all over the place right now. I need something like really strong. I'm reading 2 books right now. I'm reading The God of the Woods, which is actually very good. I haven't read a thriller probably since The Housemaid. And it's awesome. It's like, it's not thriller. It's like mystery, dark, summer camp, kid missing, really cool, in 1965. So love it. And then the other one that I'm reading is for my Goodreads challenge, and it's called For She Is Wrath. And it was for Asian Heritage Month. So it's written by an Asian author. And it was recommended to me because it was like, if you like Throne of Glass. And I was like, fuck yeah, sign me up. I don't like it. And it's killing me.
No.
I know. And I want to so bad. The concept is brilliant. It's just the writing is it's a little cheesy for like how intense I feel like the plot should be. Because the concept's great and the characters are great, but it just like the conversation, like it just moves a little too quick. Like it's not dramatic enough, but it's good. It's just not great. And I really need something great.
I feel you. I feel you. Well, I'm bringing my Kindle, and I'm bringing my physical Throne of Glass with me. We'll see if we get to physical Throne of Glass, but I'm focused on finishing the Hunger Games first. I got to get it done. Got one more. So reading Sunrise and the Reaping, no matter what, like that is the next book I'm opening up and I'm reading. But we'll see where I'm at. Honestly, the thing that's stopping me is the fact that I literally just want to read on my Kindle right now.
Literally buy it.
I like don't want to pick up a physical book. It's just so nice.
It's so fun, especially on vacation. Like that's when you want to use a Kindle the most.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, and like I like in the afternoon, like I'll take a break from work, I'll sit outside, I'll read my book on the balcony, and the sun hits it, and instead of getting dark, it gets brighter, and I'm like, I love this. I don't have to struggle to see. As you guys can see, I can't see. I have horrible eyes. So like I really gotta fucking zoom in on shit, and I can make the text as big or as small as I want. It's really nice.
I also love when they're like, hey, you have 11 minutes left in this chapter, or like, hey, there's 46 minutes left in the book. And it's like, oh, I can sit down and finish that right now. Like,
how do I do that?
Tap the bottom, for my version, tap the bottom left corner and it changes. It goes from page number to minutes left in chapter to minutes left in the book, and then a random bit of numbers that I don't know what that means.
Okay, because right now all I see is the page number and then the percent I have read.
Tap where the page number is and it should change. That's how my version works.
Okay. I'm sure it's probably the same thing.
I
would prefer time, because time versus page numbers to me makes more sense.
Yes, I agree. And it took me a while. At first, I was not into the time. I was like, this doesn't sit right with me. And then I started doing it and I was like, oh, this is really, really addicting. That's how I read the one book on our reading retreat the day we got there, when I just like, finished that book that day. Yeah. That was because it was like a 330-page fantasy book. And it was like, got 2.5 hours left. And I was like, bet. Like,
yeah, I got this. Yeah, no, I'm going to do that, because I feel like I would be more inclined to sit down and read for 15 minutes rather than read 10 pages.
Yes. And then also it lets me know if I'm like, oh, I have a little break, or like I have something, and I'll open and it's like 30 pages left in this chapter. I'm like, or 30 minutes left in this chapter. I'll be like, no, I'll save that for when I can actually sit down. Like no reason to, but if it's like 5 minutes, I'm like, sure, I could sneak a chapter in.
Yeah. Though I think time would definitely be better for me, and I would be more inclined to sit down and read. So I'm going to change that, because and the percentage really works for me too, because I could just plug the percentage in on Fable when I'm updating instead of having to do like page numbers. And I'm like, oh, so much better.
Yes.
It just tells me the percent and I'm like, oh, queen, thank you. Thank you so much.
I literally love it. And with our last literal 2 minutes here,
we
have to briefly say, right, Josh Allen and Hailee Steinfeld are officially married.
Oh my God. Yes, I forgot we had that one last thing to talk about. Although the pictures that were posted, I don't know who took those pictures, but gorgeous. Stunning. Mitch Trubisky in a tuxedo. Dawson Knox. Gloves that go up to Hailee's shoulders. Gorgeous veil. Like, I could keep going. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
No, it looked stunning. And the picture that I sent you, it really did feel illegal to have those pictures, because I was like, these are definitely not supposed to be hitting the public right now. However, we love them. We devour. Bits and crumbs. But yeah, no, that picture I sent you of the two of them standing next to each other, they're both like equally like, as like just got married.
Jordyn sent me this.
And I said they look just as excited to be like marrying the other person or something like that.
So cute. And yeah, she said they're both so excited to be married to each other. And I said, they're so beautiful. I am just obsessed with that look. I could never pull that off just because of and this is not me deprecating my body, my arms don't work like that. I could not wear gloves like that. Like, but I love that look. I think it looks so elegant and so classy and so beautiful. She killed it. The simple dress, the hair in the bun. It was just all drama, like huge veil, huge thing, the sheer gloves. Oh, just gorgeous. Just really, really beautiful. I really, really hope we see more pictures at some point soon. Like, you know, fucking People Wedding magazine or whatever got in there and got to take pictures, and because I need more, because I know that it's just stunning.
No, I cannot wait until more are posted, and especially real ones. Like, I want to see the details. I want to see your makeup. Like, I am so excited, and I am so excited for them. We love here. And if you loved this episode of Unsolicited, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to us here on the YouTube channel. If you don't already, you can find us on all of our social medias, TikTok and Instagram at the Unsolicited_podcast. We are on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn. And then, of course, we are also available wherever you get your audio podcasts. Sam, this was so fun.
It was so fun. I'm so glad we got to talk about those things together. But don't forget,
Hunger Games, books.
Literally.
Oh, wait, no. And football.
And football, yes. We didn't. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess we did talk a little bit of football today.
I was so close to a perfect outro, and I just butchered it.
It's okay. I just want to say, don't forget, there's no new episode next week. Sammy's going on vacation. Bye.